community, the fantastic organization built behind this non-toxic, safe environment that you can also join to find some like-along friends, maybe teammates along the line, and many more for the count. But well, Llama, it's time to kick off map number 4.
I love it. We're already halfway done here, but this one will send us over 2/3 of the way done with just the same map of Miramar to end ourselves off on. And I actually kind of like this ship. It cuts off that northern island, more secluding towards that main island, but those big locations definitely still accessible. Palace, such a loot-dense zone, but it looks like nobody's going to contest over it. Just one team getting that whole location to themselves.
It's a bit... It leaves a sour taste in my mouth that the current drop will be leaving places such as Shipyard and Army Base completely open and maybe even unlooted till the very end of the game. That will depend on how the zone decides to present itself, but we can see that one thing has definitely been traditional and even you could say religious till the very end of this map, and maybe many others. At the second you hop on, you get the loot, you get yourself some transportation, and with it, you just say, F it, we ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you've got to do at this point, right? If you're a team that is further behind, especially, these are two teams that are going to be dueling out. Mira, not far behind from other teams. They are currently in the #1 spot, but it's all about that 4v4 entry. This is going to start as an isolated 3v3 and a 1v1, but TVA, they get the better of it. Cowan Zine with the shot. He'll have to put in work because the team is falling to pieces all around him.
Oh god, not like this! Mira, a mere second after they dropped earlier, such a promising end beginning. Now the beginning has proven to be a real showcase of how the cookie crumbles, nades around the shotgun, maybe gets it down, a possible finish onto ship list, but TBA have been a real brute force that you simply cannot overcome, and as much as Mira credit for the previous match, this time around they're gonna get wiped out.
Alan Zine, the problem is there's 4 players and only 2 bullets in the shotgun here. There's a long-range shot that connects, but Mira does not get a single kill. Eliminated at 16th and busting down the door for any team that wants to steal their #1 spot.
4 kills. 4 kills and not even 3 minutes have passed us. TBA have gotten down a team wipe. This may be the fastest aggression and initiation we've seen yet up until now, but things are about to escalate in any given moment. Just give it a couple of minutes and Fairy Tale, look at them cooping up together. The wheels coming in together, nicely reserving some seats for each other. Also, scouting out information. Now, why people do this, if some of you may not be aware, they drive around, they see if there's anyone they can spot out, and as spread as they are, they can nicely bunch up together on them from multiple directions until the team is done. Now, talking about done and dusted, Tratantes here have gotten themselves a very nice placement earlier, but not much kills. Maybe that's going to change this time around.
5 points in total for this crew after 3, and Typhon making sure that doesn't change. They get the first kill onto the fragger of Dark Hunter, and Garrick has just been really consistent over the course of the day. Typhon, a team that's kind of in the running down in 19 points, but realistically, they need a double-digit game to keep themselves in it here.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. We've seen the differences from #1 to #2 and then to #3 spots in the overall ranking. Well, that's definitely going to be catching us a bit off guard, but Typhon, as much as they are greedy, they need to get some extra kills. Do keep in mind, the #1 and #2 spot are racing for 1 point between each other. Mira have technically already been surpassed by this point, but the other teams fall 10 to even 20 points behind.
There's a pretty large gap. And honestly, for Mira, sad to see them go. It also means the leaderboard could close in a lot. We'll have to watch what Chop Tins do in terms of their performance. Already 1 chicken dinner under their belt today. But Samler, a team that started as the first team eliminated on the day, have really bounced back well.
Bounce back they did. Now looking to have themselves a good roundabout as well. Barbarians, there has been a lot of teams right now in the early stage of the game who have been proving quite well, and what a shot from the rocket. Boom, it goes, and Samler, another one falls hollow to the knees. Drop it nicely down, and a simple Barbarians are stating goodbacks. They are not here to play games. They are here for absolute demolition.
Rolf is down to 20 HP. After the heal, should be a little bit healthier. But Xerath is down. At this point, you've got the 2 kill confirmations, but you've made everybody else around you very mad. And the true winners of this could be Empire, who take Rolf down to a single smidgen of HP. They could come into third party, both of these two teams.
Yes, indeed they could. And well, Empire, you're about to have yourself some times. And speaking of it, Samler finishing the job. Call me Bobby. Yes, we will. As those bullets delivered, Xerath will fall. And I believe that Samler, again, will be the pricey pick for most of these teams to go at. But in the end, it's contribution to points, kills, and Fairy Tail with their first.
Fairy Tail, I feel like a team that has just been picking up a lot of team fights. They have some placement points. They've kind of mixed that with the overall limbs. They currently sit at 4th with 27, so it's not too bad of a placement, but at the same time, you need to have a consistent game. This is game number 4. You're running out of routes to escape back to that top 3 unless you find some of those early kills. An early team we talked about for Storm on Request, who's sitting in 8th, is going to look for a little bit of a trap play on the bridge.
Oh, look at them nicely punched up together. Not only on that horizontal ground to take out anyone trying to pass on top, but even from below, covering the entirety of this rotation from one side of the water next to the second, and anyone trying to go will be sadly dived down into the deep waters. But currently, Barbarians always taking up some fights. Now, it has cost them 2 players, which doesn't give a promise for the late game, but if they can keep it, you know, it's still quite possible.
Bigger question, though, for the Barbarians is, what do they do with this game? I mean, you're talking about a team that has only earned some elimination points, 4 in total for them. The good news is, you've already got 2 kills here in this game. You've already shown a little bit of improvement, but with only 2 players left, this is such a unforgiving map to not have your full crew, and Rolf is looking to finish him out.
Ooh. Oh, ouch. Oh, that rifle, we've seen it collect so many souls, and yet another one is Samler. Rolf, you are the final chance that Samler have. Pick up the kills while you can, get the final one from Barbarians, and you're going to be let off a bit easier, as now there's going to be space, there's going to be control, there's going to be shots, and down to 1 HP. Just that final tick, a fart, a blow of wind will be able to deliver the final one, and right now this nade could be delivering it, but while Rolf was trying to chuck and perfectly nade this player out, he might have gotten 1 kill out of the finisher. But what matters is the fact that the heal has come out for the final Barbarian.
Soda's been so good on these clutches, though. And obviously right now, Rolf sits number 1 in terms of kill count and damage. Almost 400 damage already. That's like half the numbers we're seeing on a full game tally. Rolf is going to dodge away from the nade, and just really nothing left in terms of the heals. Is going to slowly get that increase back in the height and take Soda down to half HP.
Oh, half HP it is. Now it's down to this duo. This may be one of those Western standoffs. Well, it certainly proves that one. Shooting through the bullets, you reveal yourself for another. That's going to be some pixels to be shot at, and currently Rolf is fighting for his life. And same goes for Hit Me as well. Now he's healed up, he's patched back on to full HP. Gotta get that hydration going. Some electrons all around through the body. And Fairy Tail in the process have been having some strolls around MFP Town, trying to take out every single one that steps in their way with a 2nd kill around.
Opportunity here to move their way into a powerful position as well for Rolf. Sam needs to pick up some points, and they've already got 3 guaranteed, but with only 1 player left alive, it has been a bloodthirsty map number 4 here. We're only in phase number 1 is the important thing too, so lots of teams still just finding their positions entering this ring, and that Mexican standoff will continue.
Oh, yes, it will, and I just wonder how much longer we're going to have it. I mean, who will truly come out as the winner? Rolf and both the final Barbarians have been going toe-to-toe, neck-to-neck, eye-to-eye, whatever you want to call it, constantly on a tempo. But taking a second look, a bit of attention away from that duel as it's still ongoing. Grove Street, the first champions, maybe to be the 4th too, are currently nicely bunched up together, just having a bit of a chat as it all hopefully will be unveiling before them. But we're back here. Oh, the car 98. It's looking for some heads to click on, and you don't connect the shot, but as long as you keep that distance, you're keeping yourself safe.
Just feels like it's going to be an excitement point for either one of these two teams that take the kill. I think the most anticlimactic thing that could happen would be Empire comes in and steals both of those kills, but stealing kills, Ayagore knows how to do that. They were one of the few teams that made it towards that kind of end zone area entering that last one. The problem for Ayagiri right now, they sit at 7th with only 18 points to their name. They need a huge one here in Game 4.
A huge one indeed, and well, here he comes on the bike, ready to ride and maybe cause some mayhem. Aogiri nicely bunching up. Again, we love the team effort coming about, and some chemistry is always to be appreciated and shown. But now, let's take a look at 7 Gaming as they have eliminated Stratantes in a matter of moments with a snap of the fingers. As simple as that, they have been done and dusted, and that's the second team to be eliminated in map number 4.
Grynix, the huge nade to open that one up with the damage. But Typhon, they have got an interesting little team fight with another team right around the corner, right around this hill if they really want it. And they're a team that, again, has been quietly consistent. 19 points in total, but Empire says it's Michael's turn. You're going down.
Oh, you're going down, and Shinobi might be the one to follow down that line nicely, putting himself into a domino-like position. Aogiri's fall, that's another one for the count, and Grove again going to be on that race back game, trying to get back into the position they currently held at the very first. Maybe they might be just a bit stuck in the past, but the present is what matters. Looking forward to a positive future. Typhon having some trouble with this one down player, and these forests, oh, they're looking down for the final kills here, as we're seeing Empire even be struck in the process.
Empire is a team that needs to be a little bit careful. It always seems the third party is the one to take them down. But Typhon, with Carrick down in their own right, they'll take Gustav down. And all of a sudden, Empire is trapped between the gunfire battle of their Typhon opponents. Michael will go down. It's all down to Shinboy and XP to try and clutch this one up as 2.
Ooh, chop chins. We lost a player there. Definitely none going to be looking the best. Now spicing it back up, while Savage has had a retaliation of their own. They lose one, but it's not a full job just done yet. Gotta get the quota fulfilled, and so it does, as only Bukawao will fall to Fantasy's hand. That's the shot for the Og. Will claim a life for its own, and Chop Chin's down to 2. Going back to reevaluate, get their things back together and nicely pack up before anything comes back to catastrophe, as Typhon in the process again still in the action.
They're gonna get some huge finishes, and I mean, they've kept themselves up to 4 players strong. That is a huge sense to also get 3 kills in the team. And you look at the inventory as well. Helmets, armor, AUG with 250 bullets. What more could you want? I mean, maybe some Molotovs. That would be my choice.
That would be definitely a stylish way of going about it. And look at this circle. Now we have Zedavuk and Typhon in the very middle of it, but a lot of teams are going to have to slowly move out. Now we definitely have a rough minute still to go around, and nicely make your step towards the right direction. But while you're doing so, be cautious. Teams are constantly on the lookout, very wary of it, and also make sure you don't get driven over while at it.
The Mini 14 trying to push away some of the extra opportunities with that sniper shot. The MK12, different DMR selections from these different players, and obviously what you want to kit out is going to be ideal and take into those late game scenarios. Grove Street, a team that has not really found any kills so far this game, but we have seen their kill potential in previous games.
Oh, get the drum roll going. Grove Street are now making a move. I believe all 4 players are on the same track, know the idea, but Aogiri are the ones waiting for them at the very top of the hill, waiting to set up a bit of a booby trap and nicely set it in stone. Typhon, this one shot could be changing. Grove Street Voxes will make sure it counts for the least, but although for now, the entirety of Grove, like I said, placement seems to matter a lot to them, but it doesn't matter a lot to the side of Barbarians, as the 1v1 has come to an end, and Samler's Rolf will be the one to prevail.
It took him long enough there. A nice little care package show here. The DVS Shoddy, along with a level 3 vest and a helmet. So the usual stuff. Would have loved to see a sniper in there, but Grove Street on this cross. They are already going to knock down one of TBA. But unfortunately for TBA, they just haven't had the day that they've wanted. Sitting in 12th, and look at that! Fairy just decimated every single member of Savage.
Oh, no mercy! Fairy, again, they have been fantastic with their gunshots. It's just longevity that tends to really bring the down to them. Now, currently, TBA, they're just looking around, again, finding themselves very close to Grove Street, and possibly even in contention, getting that fancy car, have that Cheetah run up to them, and nicely take a bite off, or just go in for that information. Again, there are more players here than there is Grove, at least from what it seems, when it comes down to this bunch on top of the hill, but still sticking about, Crossco, waiting and seeing, but will he be there to find out about it?
Gonna be MFG Clan falling next. 7 Gaming, the one to rip their hearts out with Grynex, who's been very consistent this game. 7 Gaming, that'll put them over double digits on the overall day. Here in game number 4, still 2 chances left. So if you can have 3 really good games from 7 Gaming, can definitely be a standout. But for Grove Street, they want to stand out right now. Some huge shots from the AUG, the 5.56 ripping into the car, as Grove Street now needs to make their footwork move back into the zone.
Oh, Seifu, they found the crack in your armor, and your teammate, he's facing some trouble as well, as that's down, about to be a finish, but oh no, stepping in will be Aogiri for the support, finds it down onto Flores, maybe looking to finish out a second as well. Those shots are coming in, nicely tracing, also popping those tires, but Shinobi between a bout with the side of Storm on request. He'll be requested to leave the battlefield, as now everything is covered. You cannot see a single thing, and Hellro just waiting for someone to leave that smoke and looking to shoot him on sight.
The 4X on the Dragonov will try and put some fire breath here. Chop Chins is out. A perfect nade from Lucid Freak will take one down and eliminate the other. So that is a huge team to take out. That is, by the way, both number 1 and number 2 out from the overall leaderboard.
Out they go, out of the field, out of the range. And Aogiri, they simply will not stop with his barrage of bullets down to the very edge of the storm circle as it begins to move. This may be the final downfall. There are any last moments from TBA as they simply either allow them to be points for another team or just ride out in style, fashion, hope to recover. And in the meanwhile, I don't think that's going to be allowed. She does finish it out. That's Flores for the final. Empire still facing a lot of shots back from Storm on request, which they do return. The 4 dogs, we haven't seen much of them this time around, besides when they're the ones being killed and picked off.
And honestly, they've really tried to fight back, but honestly, just some unfortunate scenarios where, again, they put themselves in another third partyable, and Seifu working from the storm, ripping away their bar, just trying to get these finishes, and that's what they will get. Grove Street now up to 2 kills. They're both on Seifu. Remember back towards that game number 2 where he had 3 kills just in his own right, but Samler, their day is done for game 4.
Oh, and 4 dogs could be following quickly. Sada falls, and that's just an extra. We see 4 dogs have been completely cornered, backed up against a wall. 1 down, 1 more to remain, taking long shots. You don't connect in 7 Gaming, know about your location, and finishing the job. 4 dogs will be out to the name of 7 Gaming, and now it's only 8 teams alive with Lama. You know that means the next one to be taken out will be the final one to not receive any placement points, and that will be TBA.
TBA falls, a team that, like we said, hasn't had the best day overall. They've taken some early fights, they've gotten some elim points, but they're in the bottom 8 and will probably remain that way with the overall point total here. But for Storm on request, a team that we said is still fighting to stay in that top 8. Cadel, a consistent player, able to snipe out a headshot and get a down onto one of their Grove Street opponents. Storm Under Crest has another just really good position. Consistency and zone positioning is the name of their game.
Main event, down to these last possible 10 minutes, I'd recall it, as we will about to pass in any moment the 20-minute mark. Empire with a double down onto the side of Grove. It's looking dire. Maybe they're gonna get those 2-1 points as some sort of complimentary, and they get to stay alive for an extra, but this one player from Empire is reigning supreme with 3 kills for his own. That's a hat trick, maybe for the quad. An entire squad wipe under his own name, let alone, will be an accomplishment, and they have a direct approach towards it, and currently looking to put those triggers right where they belong. Click that bullet and make sure it goes right between the eyes as XP is out on a hunt.
XP armor broken. For Vazo has very, very minimal armor left in their own right. The good news has just a chunk of ammunition, has 3 fragmentation grenades, just in case they are needed for XP. The health bar, they took a lot there from the Storm and go down. Storm on request, eliminating another team.
Yeah, XP got those 3 kills, but with it, he also shot himself in the foot, as that will be determining where his position is. People will track him down, and Storm on request, they're taking any benefit they honestly can. A down onto 1 from Typhoon, they're looking to approach the situation, and look at this rain. It's a team up, a gank, whatever you want to call it, but they are absolutely tagging it through hand in hand, above from the buggy, and all of a sudden, Typhoon are still fighting back. 3 downs on the side of Storm on request. Some are returned, some are finished, but it's all a mix of absolute chaos. Amidst it will be none other than these 2 teams. Grove will fall, the final one due to Storm and an unfortunate circumstance, but the top 4 now remain. And like we said, Typhoon gets away with it for just another, but these revives will be necessary.
The interesting thing there, again, it's another map where Storm on request, they have a power position, they stack all 4, and then they suddenly just disappear into a smoke. Something about their team fight today has just been off. For 7 Gaming, their team fight is locked in! The nade decimating 2 off the board! Typhon ripped to pieces, and 7 Gaming ready to eat them up.
Shrapnel nade utility, the biggest bad wolf knocking at your door in 7 Gaming. They're going to be getting it down. Will it be enough? Certainly not. 3 out to Typhoon, and it is looking all red. Skull emojis all across the board, and a finish onto Tiny, looking small, 6 foot under. Quite short if you ask me. And one last to stand, shoots back and connects. 7 Gaming fall, but it's a finish by the thanks of Purrs, who puts a stop to it. The final foot down, and the final 3 remaining. Our Geary Fairy T stacked, 7 Gaming with 2. Will that be enough for them to come through?
Picks out the LMG as well. Ayagiri, they've got 4 members, but they cannot blow this low ground position. It's a lot of hill to work up against, but it is just 3 teams. Fairy have slowly and consistently gotten themselves in an end game with how close the leaderboard is, saying how not close it is because how far away they are back in 5th place. They need a chicken dinner here. They need some kills with a cherry on top, or else they could just be too far behind. That games 5 and 6 are for nothing.
The lurk from everyone is astonishing. Look at them just nicely quarrel around. Aogiri again, the second they hear the shots from Fairy Tail and 7 Gaming, they're going to take on the team that has the most players, so they not only get the kills, but also secure themselves a very positive situation. Maybe wait for them to battle it out, but the close in between 7 and Fairy Tail here is going to be huge. Getting some leverage in for the side of the 2 teams that have all 4 players remaining. I'm just wondering if 7 Gaming's hatchet might have already been buried.
Sinking slowly already here. They are not in a great spot to battle their way through, but for Fairy Tail, they're the ones that actually have to work from the outside of this zone inward. Ayoguri, the headshot from Brightside takes them down to all 4s.
Brightside, and it all turns dark. Fairy Tail with a very good beginning. Driving in Aragiri, they need to find these pickups, but a second one thanks to Brightside as he gets it, applying the pressure onto the wounds, making them hurt, and a down by the Storm. 7 Gaming are fighting a battle with Ghosts. Aragiri and Fairy Tail having a major fight off, while the entirety of 7 Gaming are just trying to survive the Storm, the down, every single piece of utility, but shots are being shot. You're cornered up. A single nade will be able to finish the job. You peek, you take damage, a down again, and Brightside is carrying. His back must be aching. Oh, it's hurting so much, but those lats are growing as a finish onto 7 Gaming. A down, a double. Oh, Fairy Tail are looking absolutely ludicrous currently and looking to find themselves a natural 20 in the current dicey situation.
That was the final name, but it doesn't even matter, because the calendar strikes April, and Fairy, another taken down to the knees. Boy, what a story this would be if they could form a comeback from the lower 5th position. It's a double finish for them, and now they just got the cleanup crew. 7 Gaming lost that full member towards the storm. Fairy Tail is on a 10 ski, and Aogiri only has SH to battle their way from it.
Reeling in one after another, Aogiri and 7 Gaming have only 2 more left to be caught. Hook, line, and sinker. As 7 Gaming, they will not allow it to win so easily. But time is out. The final tick is there. In a millisecond, he couldn't get it. Aogiri, the final one. That's a down. Not going to finish out. No points for contribution. Rather, just trying to go for the entire team white. He's simply locked in. There comes the smoke, but what's coming around the top side? You find some headshots. You find some bodies. But what matters here is that you need to make sure the job is finished to even make it count to the first place. From the sidelines, you're getting taken out. A coup de grace to be delivered. Not just yet. The final nail in the coffin for one of the players. A second one to be downed. And it's about to be a 1v2 position for the side of Aogiri.
That res is still available for Fairy until, for a few more seconds, Brightside is most likely going to fall. We'll go down towards the timing here, and it's all down to a 1v2. You've got to watch those AUG bullets, though. Only down to about 110 on the overall inventory. The 6x, though, on the Mini could aid in the 5.56 reservation.
One more thought in the mental of Aogiri currently will be no one left behind but yourself. You are the final hope. You could come out here with a beautiful clutch. Now the smoke may be able to prevent that death from coming around and visiting your doorstep for just another moment. But Fairy Tail, it will sooner or later come around. The shot, the final, winner, chicken dinner. We eat them up just like that. And Fairy Tail, map 4 winners for ourselves, trying to climb the rankings in the final opportunities. And well, in the very end game, the second they found that 4v1v1, I think it was already buried.